All right, we're going to look at our Missouri Initial Professional Education Competencies, which we're going to refer to as MIPEC standards. We'll follow this hyperlink here inside our starting module, and it will take us to the document that contains the competencies. First thing that I'd like to point out to you is if you look here, it refers to these as a draft. It's dated October the 10th, 2014. These competencies will always remain in draft form. It allows for correction. It allows for addition. It's considered a dynamic document and always changing. If we look here at the red paragraph, this will explain to us what these competencies mean for us in our EDUC courses. These are the expectations that aspiring teacher candidates must meet. That brings upon the point of the two columns. The left column is titled the aspiring teacher candidate, and the right column is referred to as the teacher candidate. The left column, those competencies contained inside that left column apply to you in this course and all other courses here at Three Rivers in your education. You're considered an aspiring teacher candidate because you have not yet applied to a college or university and their particular teacher education program. The right-hand column, the teacher candidate, those competencies are assessed in their education courses, and for the most part, nearly all of them are assessed during your student teaching. So we're only going to concern ourselves with the standards, the quality indicators, and the competencies in the left-hand column. Let's look at this first one. Standard 1, Quality Indicator 1, Content, Knowledge, and Academic Language. The standard is in bold. The quality indicator is shown to us in italics. And then underneath that, it breaks them down into the table, and they are given a numeral and an alphabet notation. Those are the separate competencies. And we talked about earlier in the module that there are 35 competencies in total that you are expected to gain proficiency in throughout your EDUC courses. Now, not all of them are assessed in this particular course. They are divided between all of the EDUC courses that you take at Three Rivers. Many of them are somewhat generic in nature. For example, 1A1, the aspiring candidate demonstrates basic general education content knowledge as well as awareness of academic language of disciplines. This particular competency is assessed in nearly every course, every EDUC course that you will take here at Three Rivers. It's somewhat generic in that it's saying that you have a knowledge of your general education courses that you've taken, and then they're looking for that academic language. And you'll hear that term used a lot throughout your EDUC courses. When you go through your student teaching, when you're being observed, that's one of the indicators that they are looking for, that you are using the appropriate academic language, that you're referring to. For example, rather than referring to children or kids, you would refer to them as students or learners. That is considered academic language. As we look at these quality indicators, we need to be aware of the particular language that they are using. The aspiring candidate demonstrates, recognizes. The aspiring candidate identifies. All of those are Bloom's taxonomy words. If you've not been exposed to Bloom's as of yet, depending on what area of EDUC courses that you have taken, you will become very familiar with those. So we're looking for ways that we can show in this course that we can become proficient in these particular competencies. I would encourage you to, spend some time looking at these particular standards and quality indicators and competencies. You're going to see them in every education course. You're going to spend a lot of time learning how to demonstrate and identify and recognize, how to document, how to become familiar with them. So I would just make myself familiar with those as you go along. And in particular, we will discuss more in detail about those particular competencies that we are going to assess in this course. And we will look at those in each individual module.